What determines a good teacher? This is a common question that many people today are still struggling with. Is it how long they have been there? How high their students' test scores are? Their students' academic progression from the beginning of the year compared to the end? Or is it the types of lesson plans they create?
An important issue in education today is how to properly evaluate teachers. Since we are students that are studying to become elementary school teachers, it is important that we become educated on how the process of assessing teachers is in the process of changing. The reason that teacher evaluation is in place, according to the article, Evaluations That Help Teachers Learn, is because laws require it, and it is important to promote professional learning and development. To ensure the quality of a teacher, an evaluation system that fulfills the credibility requirement must include a consistent definition of good teaching shared by all, and high levels of proficiency for skilled evaluators. But even the traditional evaluation system already in place has deficiencies that create a one-way evaluation conversation, making it hard for the teacher to be engaged in the evaluation process and self-assess themselves. Such faults of the evaluation system that could arise include pressure from school administrators and outdated, simple criteria for evaluating the quality of a teacher. According to Stolinga, harassing supervision is a result of a complex web of factors that include a teacher evaluation system that doesn't systematically identify low-performing teachers, and a teacher removal process that isn't readily understood by principals. The article by Danielson also states that much of the evaluative criteria of teachers is outmoded or outdated, and the comments are too simplistic. Comments such as needs improvement, satisfactory, and outstanding. These comments cause many teachers to end up being rated at the highest level on every item with no guidance as to where they might focus their improvement efforts.
Currently, one of the greatest influences on teacher evaluation is earning tenure.
Currently, one of the greatest influences on teacher evaluation is earning tenure. Tenure was implemented in 1885 to protect educators from getting fired for non-work-related causes, and still is used for these purposes today. Today, earning tenure is a privilege for many teachers as it provides them with stability and job security. Providing tenure to teachers also allows them to teach a challenging curriculum without fear of losing their job. It also motivates schools to select highly qualified teachers from the beginning. This is extremely beneficial to teachers because it prohibits the districts from firing experienced educators in order to hire less expensive teachers. This also makes firing underperforming teachers a more complex procedure. The process of removing an underperforming educator from a school may take up to a year. As a result, teachers integrate lessons that introduce controversial topics. However, this also creates a lot of debate throughout the country between the teachers and the school districts. It is argued that tenure has caused quality of education to decline significantly. In a recent article from STL Today, teachers in Illinois have requested a bill to be implemented that would ultimately alter the laws of tenure. They have mandated that school board members should receive professional training after they have been elected. This bill would also diminish the last hired, first fired policy, as they should be hired and fired based on performance quality and evaluations. Another one of the implementations of this bill includes requiring that teachers achieve specific performance goals over a 4-year period in order to earn tenure. This will eliminate poor quality educators from receiving tenure. Finally, teachers are requesting a mandate of surveys from multiple sources, such as administrators and parents, with consideration of resources available and conditions of the school building.
When we graduate and become teachers ourselves, these old evaluation requirements will have retired and a new system will be used. Online training and evaluation will now be given out for the assessors who evaluate teachers thanks to the Illinois State Board of Education. This is a direct result of the Illinois Performance Evaluation Act, also known as PERA, which was passed in 2010, It requires that student test scores count for a significant portion of a teacher's evaluation. The PURA legislation requires any evaluator who is undergoing an evaluation after September 1st, 2012 to complete a State Board of Education approved program. The approved program will involve difficult training. The Consortium for Educational Change, also known as CEC, has recently made a deal with the Illinois State Board of Education to implement an online self-paced training. The training will be executed in early May for those people who will be doing teacher or principal evaluation in fall 2012. There are numerous new guidelines that are to be followed as well. Beginning September 1st of this year, teachers are required to be evaluated on 4 categories. These categories include excellent, proficient, needs improvement, and unsatisfactory. The Chicago Public Schools are affected by these new laws and making the headlines today. In an article published in November of 2011, it stated that more than 90% of Chicago public school teachers are rated excellent or superior, while their students' test scores are at an all-time low. This made people question how the teachers were so excellent if the students were achieving their worst. Some teachers in Illinois are already in the process of being evaluated on their students' performance. This rule will be fully implemented statewide throughout Illinois by 2014. The Chicago Tribune reported in late March of this year that the students' performance will account for 25% of the assessment for elementary school teachers. In 5 years, there is potential that it will increase to 40%.
Illinois school districts will have 2 options to implement the new system that incorporates students' growth into a teacher's evaluation. Option 1 is to develop its own system that meets minimum standards mandated by the state rules. Option 2 allows the school to choose or use all or portions of a state-designed optional model.
Schools all over today are undergoing changes with their evaluation systems. Many people are fighting against the new laws, while others are willing to fulfill them. I advise all incoming teachers to stay up to date on this matter because it will affect us in our future career as a teacher.